in the morning you have 10 things you need to do before service, and if you do all them, you're sweet. You're just cooking, and there's walks, and there's teppanyaki and ramen section and fry section and all sorts. So that's why I like organised situations like that rather than people not communicating or having like a set agenda for the day. So.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. It's been a long time coming. I've been speaking to you online for like 3-4 months.
We have, yeah. No, even longer, I think.
For a long time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't aligning. But now you're finally here in Melbourne.
Good. Not as cold as I'd like. I brought my jacket and,
I'm
ready for the cold, But
Not as cold as I would like.
No.
Don't say that. You could spark something. Man.
Yeah, no, I will. Yeah. Well, I love Melbourne. Like I said, I used to live here and,
Yeah, when did you move? Why don't you tell us a little bit about, your journey?
Well, like I was saying, so born and raised in Sweden, in this little small town, in sort of inland from Stockholm, 6,000 people, old Viking farmland, on a lake, deep forest, fields, nothing to do, just a lot of, So grew up there, obviously wanted to try to get out of there by any means, and I always wanted to be a rock star and play music, but I can't play music, so the way out was sort
Got a
of...
bit of a rock star.
You are a rock star.
Yeah, he's got the rock star.
I grew up listening to music. My parents got me into like the Beatles and Stones, Kings, very, very early. Like that was my induction to music, really, and I've always been a fan rather than a performer.
Right.
So that's always stuck with me, just being that appreciating music and style and those sort of Keith Richards and Mick Jaggers and
cool.
So I couldn't do that, and then I was like, what else can I do to travel the world and get out of my little shitty hometown? So I watched this show after school one day with Keith Floyd, the chef, and it was his Floyd in India. I don't know if you know this guy. It's 1970s. He was probably the first rock and roll chef. The little bow tie, and was drinking all the time, and he was in India, and he went to France, and he was just drinking wine and just being naughty. So I was like, okay, that's kind of second best to being Keith Richards, and I'll just be Keith Floyd instead. So then I went to school to learn how to cook. Wasn't very good at it, but through the school there was like an exchange program to go to London.
Yeah.
After you finished the thing,
So you went to cooking school.
Yeah.
Straight to cooking school.
Straight.
Okay.
So after high school. Yeah.
So you knew I like the chef thing.
I like Keith Floyd. As soon as you start,
I want to be like him.
lifestyle.
Good start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wasn't very good in cooking school. Like probably undiagnosed ADHD, and couldn't pay attention. Not really good with following recipes or instructions.
Yeah.
Because still in my head, I was still partying every night and listening to music and trying to learn the guitar, and still trying to do that. So
all over the place. Yeah. And
all
then
over
you went
shop.
to London.
Yeah, so they did this exchange thing, or you can get a job through this school. There was like some sort of
Apprenticeship.
wasn't that? It was more like an agency in London that put in commie chefs, like really cheap labor from Scandinavia. So from my hometown, my school was one of the chosen schools. You can go up there and they set you up for 3 interviews and in a hostel, and then so I ended up in a really shitty hotel called Kensington Park. It was massive. It had like 1,000 rooms on Kensington High Street. Really old school. I started as a commie chef.
Yeah.
Peeling potatoes. I don't know, Brussels sprouts. Just crap jobs,
Right.
Not loving it at
How
all.
old were you?
I was 18.
18.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was super young. But I was in London. I had access to Carnaby Street and all the clubs in Camden. So I was happy, but it was never a passionate experience to work in those hotels.
But did you enjoy the kitchen?
I enjoyed the camaraderie. I think the
How you
the team sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe not the culture there was really toxic, because it's just like, but this is 30 years ago. Things change now, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of angry middle management people that had been there forever and never got promoted, and they just
Yeah.
took it out on each other, and you know, just screwed up service and, you know, mean to little sweets like me. So,
Yeah.
but
Were you like a sensitive teenager, or were you like?
yeah, it's emo before emo, I think.
Yeah.
Because in Sweden, right, in winter you don't go outside, like it's bloody cold, so you sit at home,
Yeah.
listen to music, write poetry, draw, or,
And then you
know,
went to
read
London,
books,
chaos, kitchens, like craziness.
music,
Yeah.
fashion, flares, you know, all the sort of.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in this little bedroom for 16, 17 years, just not long, but just imagining up and want to live that life, you know. And then all of a sudden you're there. So
How did it feel when you got there?
it was amazing.
overwhelming, or did you
Yeah,
just
no, it was
love
amazing. I mean, my first paycheck, I went to Carnaby Street and bought like a blue 60s mod style suit.
Sick.
That was my whole paycheck.
It's
Now it's
nice.
like I can buy a suit a week if I keep working like this. You know? that's on like minimum wage, you know. So
Oh, that's mad.
I can buy a suit.
Where did you live?
remember when I first moved there, I lived in a place called Harrow Wheelstone, which is like, don't even know where.
So does the school organize that for you, or did you have to like?
I first stayed in a hostel, like, and then got my job, and then as soon as I got my job, you know, they kicked us out, and we have to find your own. As soon as you get a wage, you have to find your own way. So
Hell yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
what happens next?
next, I met this German girl, actually called Andrea, in like a dodgy indie club one night, and we went on a date, I think a week after, and she took me to this place called Wagamama, which was this really super cool modern Japanese, something like I'd never seen before. You know, they had long communal tables, really sort of open kitchens. Everything's modern. So we went there, and I had this dish called yakisoba, and had this red pickled ginger on top called kisame sugar. And I sat there, and then with my experience from Sweden, my college, whatever, and then this shitty hotel, and I was like, this is epic. Like, this is, I've never seen dining like this. Super friendly, super cash. Everyone's happy. Food's tasty. So next day I applied for a job
With these guys?
with Wagamama, yeah.
Wow.
And then I started there. I was 19 then, maybe. I was made a senior sous when I was 20. Like a real career progression. Like the culture there is very supportive, and they
Yeah.
nurture you and look after you, and you know, you sort of you work through all the sections and you tick
Yeah.
off, and then you can, and if you management material, all the thing you can take on responsibility, they put you in this trainee junior sous scenario, and then
What do you think was the difference between that kitchen and the previous kitchen you worked at?
just the culture,
Yeah.
like the attitude towards, because the hotel is obviously old school, you know, it's run by this really angry French chef, Patrick.
Yeah.
He was Irish, he was 70, sitting in his office just barking orders, and you know,
Sad.
they're all, yeah, it was not. People get crushed there, you know.
Yeah. And then the other one was more like modern and
Yeah, modern, supportive. Like it wasn't really employing chefs. It was more. There was a lot of Sri Lankans, you know, immigrants from Africa, from the Middle East. You know, it was a simple product to cook.
Yeah.
Really good training systems.
And was it epic or quiet and like
It was epic. It was busy.
busy?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
big numbers.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
thrive on that? Did you like the pressure of the kitchen in full swing?
Yeah, and I like when you have systems. If you follow all these, you can't fail. Like it's almost like you walk in the morning, you have 10 things you need to do before service, and if you do all them, you're sweet. You're just cooking, you know. And you know, and there's woks, and there's teppanyaki and ramen section and fry section and all sorts. So that's why I like organized situations like that, rather than, you know, people not communicating or having like a set agenda for the day, you know. So
And in your head, you knew you wanted to go deeper in being a chef.
yeah, I mean, maybe management
Management.
than management people, rather than, you know, I learned to cook a lot of, I was really good at the woks when I was 19, you know, and wok is probably the one I'm good at now, in terms of all the sections I could do, you know. So I learned all the skills that, you know, we did ramen, worked with cooked noodles, all the prep was made in house, all the sauces, a lot of different techniques that I learned that probably it was quite rare for a 19-year-old to learn if you do Western food or continental food or French or Italian.
Is that what shaped your love for Asian food?
Yeah,
from
for
the
sure.
beginning?
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Just a lack of it's the structure and the complexity, but it's not. A sauce doesn't have to be that way and doesn't take that long. Sorry. It's fresher, it's healthier, it's faster, you know, and it's not. That's my kind of. You don't have to. I feel like you don't have to cook following a recipe to the T when you do a stir fry or fried rice, or you know, you by feeling and tasting. And,
Yeah, true.
you know, like,
I never thought of it
Yeah.
like that. That's so true. It's not like little, like, you know, it's like you just
Yeah.
get used to it, you get better.
it's quite forgiving, you know, the
Yeah.
cuisine, the way you cook. I think. Also, when you make things like dumplings and stuff, it has to be
Of course.
just, you know,
Size. Yeah. Yeah.
And then from there,
just working there, and then I think when I started it was two Wagamamas in London, and then we opened a third one and a fourth one. So I've seen the growth of a company at that young age, and then there was they franchised it out to a couple of guys in Sydney. So they came over and they trained with us for a month or so, and they asked me if I wanted to come over to Australia to open this restaurant.
same restaurant,
Wagamama, yeah.
Wagamama,
Yeah.
came to Sydney.
Yeah.
And then that's how you moved here.
That's how I moved here, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was pretty much, I was ready to leave London. I'm never thought I'd end up in Australia. Like, it was never on my radar, because there's rock stars here, but it was never the ones I wanted to be like. you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just took a chance, yeah, just pretty much.
It's interesting because, like, most of the chefs we interview that were, you know, they grew in Australia, most of them actually go to, like, London,
Yeah.
do a bit and then come back. But yeah, it's interesting now that you never thought of coming here, but kind of the opportunity just came to you.
Yeah. But it sort of went back to, that was one time, I can experience another culture now with the idea of Keith Floyd, that he was doing. I wasn't going to be like him, just walking around drinking, but through work now I'm seeing a whole different continent which I never would have gone to, and then from here it's closer to Asia than from Europe, and so.
Of course. What was going, through your head at that time? What kind of a person? How old are you? What kind of a person were you at that time when you came to Australia?
19, 20. I was just going to indie clubs, watching gigs.
Yeah.
It was kind of just at the tail end of Britpop, with all the Pulp and Oasis and Blur. So I used to go and see them playing in London everywhere. Obviously working, taking it seriously. I was always taking work very seriously.
Right.
And, holding my position as a...
You had a good work ethic.
Yeah, for sure.
But you do like music a lot.
I like music, yeah.
Does that mean
I like going out
a lot,
and-
or no? Do you
Sorry?
like to party a lot, or you just like the music a lot?
I think now, like,
Music comes
no,
with party.
when I say party, it's not. When I was younger, I did a lot of that, but not. Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of live gigs, bands now. I like listening to music when I walk or driving or at work.
Yeah.
I don't go and see bands much, but unless I really want to see them.
Beautiful. Okay, cool. So you come to Australia, come to Sydney.
Came to Sydney, came
Yeah.
straight from.
What were your first impressions? What was it like?
It was
Young
terrible.
Kid, big
It
city.
was like a culture shock. It's like,
Right.
This is a 21-year-old me with long dyed black hair.
Yeah.
Just still dressed in black, but just coming straight from like the indie scene and in London, immerse myself in that kind of thing, and then got picked up from the airport and they take me straight to Bondi for a coffee where everyone's walking around, all these beautiful people walking around in shorts, and
Yeah,
I've never
topless.
worn shorts before in my whole life, skinny leg jeans or flares or boots,
That's
so
insane.
I remember sitting there, it's like, oh my god, what is this place? But
Yeah. And so you didn't like it at the start?
it's not that I didn't like it, it was just so different. I had to
Culture shock.
I had to
Yeah.
adjust.
Cool.
It took me a while to adjust to the whole thing. And
Yeah.
But as soon as you find your, obviously work was always a comfort zone. But as soon as I found, your people and your music venues and your pubs you like, and then, you're making friends, and then it becomes safe again. So
Yeah.
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 What kind of like what would you, what advice would you give to people when they're 19, that are 19 or 20 years old and they're trying to, do something like that, or like explore the world, do things like that? That's not like a
I
take.
don't know, so different now. Like I look
Yeah.
at my son, 11, and he's more worldly than I am, through technology and his
Tools, yeah.
tools and access to information. So
So probably educate yourself first, use the resources that you have.
yeah. Or just find something you're passionate about, and then by having an open mind, what that passion can lead you to. Because it's not always, I want to be this. Like,
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster, and it's not.
You know,
It's a long winding road, So
Yeah.
too. So yeah.
Beautiful. And then you started opening this restaurant with the guys from Sydney.
Wagamama.
Oh, in Wagamama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did that. I think we opened 10 or 11 restaurants all up
Here.
in Australia. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Wagamama still?
No, I'm closed down. Before I left. So. No, after I left. Sorry.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah. I think it wasn't. I hope it probably wasn't my
So
fault.
you
but-
grew with Wagamama.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I was hired to sort of be the what's it called, the opening chef kind of thing, just traveling around and just doing openings and training head chefs and managers and kitchen managers.
So you went a head chef, more like an executive kind of leadership.
Yeah, more training role, like development
Yeah.
chef maybe. Like we had an exec chef and then, but yeah, just sort of flying around, filling in. I mean, it was just putting out fires really. Like, to
But
be
not
honest.
like cooking.
It's a little bit of cooking, but not really. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of similar to what I do now.
So
Yes.
what's your role right now? How can you describe what you do in like the most simple way?
Well, my role now is I guess culinary director for a group, which kind of I guess to me means that I'm in charge of and overseeing all the culinary, all the sort of food aspects. I got an exec chef who runs the day-to-day business, and he's got a head chef each and sous chefs. But it's more about having the maybe the vision of clarity to sort of direct.
It's like the brand,
So-
babe.
Yeah.
A little bit of the brand, the food brand, like.
Yeah. So
As creative director of
it's
food,
my
yeah.
So it's my sort of job to make sure that we're growing, we're still exciting and new, and we change the menu every so often, and
Yeah.
working on new projects.
Yeah. How does one achieve a similar role at this age right now?
I mean, you got to be lucky. You got to have a good team. You got to know how to train your team. Pass your knowledge down. Like the hardest thing for me is to let go. Like as soon as I stepped into this role, still it's just I trust my people, but it's personally it's hard to let go. It's your baby, right? And when you have that many restaurants, we got 9 now. They're all your little babies. It's hard to let go and care about what cutlery to use there. And if you walk into restaurants and the hand soap dispenser is empty, like I take it quite seriously. Yeah, no, I do, and it's hard to. Then you have to communicate and you have to write systems and policies and training in place. If it's empty, replace it, or that sort of vibe. But
So you moved to Australia 20 years ago, and you're still here.
25 years ago.
25 years ago, and you're still here. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you still in Australia? What did you love about the place? Why did you never go back?
I think I'm quite an adaptable person. So if you find yourself in a new situation, I make it a norm. I just, But yeah, I found a really good friendship group, quite supportive, and friends I still have 25 years later. Obviously now I got my kid, family here, so I don't know. It's again like when you have, I guess maybe a good life with positivity in it and friends and a good job that you like. Like there's no need to search further out. You can travel, which I've done a lot. Travel a lot, reached out to get my little fixes from being a nomad or being having the gypsy blood to not want to settle down. But you can. Australia's quite easy to.
You did do some nomad lifestyle.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But before I had my son, like he's 11 now. I was worked for 6 months, traveled for 6 months, come back again.
Tell me more about that. Like, where did you go? What made you?
A lot of time in Vietnam, Thailand. Where's that been mainly?
And you
Japan.
spent like a month there, like.
Yeah, just Nepal. Just go immerse yourself in the sort of the culture.
No work.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But it's I've always been the sort of the guy. If I go take time out from my everyday life, I need to be like a complete culture shock. It needs to not be go to Bali and sit on the beach. I can do that in Bondi.
Yeah.
Or in Byron. I want it to be something weird and strange, and
Yeah.
even getting lost in like Bangkok or Singapore. I prefer that than
being on the beach.
Being on the beach and going to paradise somewhere.
Okay, so you like going to chaos.
Yeah.
Shock.
Yeah, smells and
I
like,
agree with you.
things
Yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah. If you like go to like like Vietnam, for example, if you go to like Ho Chi Minh, it's like you do feel the culture shock. It's hectic. It's like all over the place. But then you go to like an island in Vietnam and you're like, yeah, I could do that in Byron Bay, you know? Yeah.
I'm actually taking my son to Vietnam in 2 weeks.
Nice.
It's going to be good.
Beautiful. Has he been before?
He's never been. No, I've been. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Taking him. But I'm not going into the cities. We're going to stay on the East Coast a little bit.
So what made you move,
To Melbourne?
no, what made you leave your venture with, what was it called? Wagamama? Wagamama.
I think the culture wasn't right. Like you could feel, like when we started it was new and exciting. I mean, I think the branding, the franchise of the brand was just like too much too soon. It was just, everyone was too spread thin. We had four head chefs among 9 restaurants. Maybe everyone was just flying around. It was nothing. It was just too hard. Like it was not an enjoyable sort of experience. So I think I left and went traveling for a bit and came back. And then I think a year later maybe I just started. I think the UK franchise or the UK owners came back and just like, this is, it's not working anymore. So they started closing down restaurants. I think about 2 here in Melbourne at some point.
You had 2 in Melbourne?
Yeah, Queen Victoria and Little Flinders Lane.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a long time ago.
Did opening all those restaurants, you opened a fair few of them, did that give you kind of a taste of what it was like to have multiple hospitality venues? Is that why you've kind of gone for like a bit of, because you've got quite a bit of scale. A lot of hospitality owners, maybe because they're not exposed to it like the way that you were, would go and try to open a lot of venues. You know what I mean? Is that
100%. Like it's, to me, it comes quite natural to work for those groups. That the systems, the policies. I know them by heart. I worked with them for so long, so it's quite easy to implement. As soon as you get an opportunity to do 2 restaurants and then 3, it's like, okay, I know exactly what needs to be done in terms of hiring staff, training them, follow up, support. Again, policies, procedures, recipes, keep the consistency among the group. So it's quite. I've seen it, so that's the benefit. I sort of started at the wrong end.
Yeah.
I started I never learned to cook, but I learned to manage business, if that makes sense, and
which is really a superpower, because even before when we were speaking off camera, you're like, oh, I'm not actually a you like chefing, but you're not a super passionate chef. It's more of kind of like a business means to an end.
It is now.
A thing for you, yeah.
It is now. Like when we started, like it was like, wow, this is cool. Like this is something I can. All the experience I've had and all the good chefs I worked for or learned from, I can put it now finally to something that's my own.
Yeah. How soon after Wagamama did you start Light?
It's probably 10 years in between.
Wow.
Yeah. So Light's been going since 2017, which is.
So what did you do in those 10 years?
Mate, I had a ramen bar in a bookshop for a year in Sydney.
Cool. That's
and
cool. A ramen bar in a bookshop.
12 years ago. Yeah, that was way before ramen was.
That's so cool, man. Yeah. Could you imagine that? Yeah, that's hectic.
Yeah, so it's a little cafe space to go vacant in the back of bookshops. We just turned into the owner of the actual space, and we turned into a ramen bar. But it was just before. It sounded sort of in the same time David Chang came out with his cookbook.
Yeah.
And Momofuku was happening, and he was the thing. He sort of sparked something in me, I think.
And so then ramen bar, and then.
Oh God, I don't know. And then ramen bar, and then it was Japanese sushi place for a bit. And
so were these yours, or were you working for someone?
I was working for someone.
Yeah.
So I never.
When did it hit you? I want to start my own thing, and how did it happen?
See, I never did, because then I met my ex-wife, and then we got married, and then obviously all sort of business, and we had a child, and so it's all the sort of career thing just turned into like support and family sort of vibe. So then, and I started working at a place in Bondi called China Diner. And then we separated at the same time, and I started working there. And then that's probably my formative 2 years before we opened Light Years, where I was going, you know what? I know enough now, so I want to move to Byron. We were separated, but we wanted to get out of Sydney. So I was like, I'm just going to look for a job in Byron, and then came across these guys who were opening a restaurant. So actually on Gumtree, it was an ad on Gumtree that I applied to,
And that became
Light Years. Yeah.
right.
So the first Light Years was in Byron Bay.
Was in Byron Bay, yeah.
And okay, and it was a coincidence, basically.
It was serendipity. They saw an ad on Gumtree. I think the first day they were looking for, it's the same guy who advertised for a Japanese seafood-driven restaurant, needed a head chef. And then I think they realized there was a poke place open just around the corner. So then they changed it the next day to a Vietnamese, sort of more than Vietnamese thing. So I applied to both. I was like, this can't be right. These guys, these got wild. So so got the job, flew up there. Just patched it all together. It's a pretty crappy little space, but
Made it happen.
Maybe we made it happen. It was it's a lot of good. The intention was there to make it. But we were quite happy just working there for 2 years.
And you lived in Byron Bay.
Yeah, I moved up to Byron. I was there for about 3.5 years, 4 years, I think.
What was the lifestyle like there? Do you enjoy it?
I thought it was quite boring, to be honest. Like, I don't surf, I don't do yoga, I'm not doing anything. I'm a little bit of a city boy. So.
You like the mess, the chaos.
Yeah, I'm allergic to the sun as well. So vampire guy. Yeah, but it's like it's beautiful up there. It's nice, and people are nice, and people come up with good intentions, and
That's good.
So you started as like working with these guys, and then now you're a part of it, right?
Yeah, so I was working there for about 1.5 years, and then I was given like an opportunity to become an owner in the group. I think it was a bribe to keep me there. So, and then I think after 1.5 years, we opened opportunity to open up in Noosa, so we did that.
Another Light Years in Noosa.
Yeah. And then I think after that we did Berlin the same year within 12 months. So two in 1 month, 12 months, which was hard.
How come? Why were you guys like going from a place to another?
I don't know, just mad, crazy.
Yeah.
Just having because we got a new partner came aboard, James, and he sort of saw the potential, and he's got more of a finance background, so he's always been the suit, trying to manage the madness.
Yeah.
But he's sort of the potential in the concept, and and it was just managed very poorly by us. But the potential was there. Which,
And there are 3 of you now?
4.
4 partners.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have 5 Light Years.
5 Light Years, yeah.
Because you went to Newcastle.
Yeah. So Byron, Noosa, Burleigh, Newcastle, and then Perth. About 4 months ago, yeah.
When are you bringing one to Melbourne?
Sorry?
When are you bringing one to Melbourne?
I don't know if you want to. Like, there's a lot
There's
a lot of competition.
Oh.
It's saturated with.
Okay.
Well, having said that, we just did Perth, and it's just gone. So we're like, maybe we'll just do. But I don't know. I'm quite jaded from the Sydney hospitality, and I think my business partners, they're from Melbourne.
Yeah.
As well, like if you see people opening up, and it doesn't matter how good you are. Like
I get that.
I think it's very competitive.
Yeah, Melbourne is like on fire.
Yeah.
It's really hard to stand out.
Yeah, and Sydney's expensive. Like it's not a good vibe. Like so
Beautiful.
And then you have other venues as well.
Yeah, so we have after Light Years we opened Moonlight, which is a little Japanese hibachi bar
in Byron Bay.
In Byron Bay, yeah.
You love that one.
Sorry?
You love that one.
I love that one. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always loved Japanese food and culture, and it's sort of. So there was an opportunity for me to sort of do that, very scaled back. It doesn't have gas. It's got a 1.2 meter hibachi, a little benchtop deep fryer, and a little oven from Harvey Norman, and that's it.
That.
So that's good, but it's a long bar. You sit at the bar, you watch people cook, you can talk to the chefs, talk to the bartenders. Nice. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
And it's dark and sexy and it's intimate. And, it's monochrome, black and white only. So
a lot of good stuff about hospitality in that venue.
Yeah. But people seem to like it. You come in and everyone's friendly and
sure.
It's perfect to sit by yourself because you end up talking to chefs at the bartender or.
And you've also got Pixie's, another one, right?
Pixie's the Italian one. Yeah. So that came. 2 of my business partners opened that with a third person. but we sort of just brought it into the fold just quite recently, just to.
So Arcade Agency is your hospo group based?
That's the hospital group, yeah. So we got Lais, we got Moonlight, Smoking Camel, which is Middle Eastern, which is in Byron as well.
Very interesting, because you got like Italian, Middle Eastern, Asian. Like, what's the thought behind each one of these brands? Like, do you guys like go, okay, there is an opportunity for a Middle Eastern in this area, or do you go, you know what, we like to create a Middle Eastern place? Let's
I think we just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
It's not because there was a gap in the market, because to be honest, up there is the least busy of the rest. Is the least. It's a hard sell, Middle Eastern, I think, especially in Byron, especially the modern Middle Eastern. Like, it hasn't really taken off yet, I think.
Yeah.
In Byron, but it'll come
Yeah, I remember
through,
that.
I think.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll come. Like, even in Sydney, it's far and few in between. Like, there's, I don't know what it's like down here, but
Middle Eastern.
Very
yeah, like
popular, I
modern
would
Middle
say.
Eastern, like sort of pushing the not
Like very modern.
not
that many
not
people doing
not
very
very
modern.
not very modern, but
Modern.
modern. Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit modern.
There is a fair bit.
I think it's pretty popular here. Yeah, I would say.
Okay, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because in Sydney, it's a lot of the traditional Middle Eastern restaurants. Like,
Bring it here, man.
yeah.
We're waiting.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's never been, like I said, an opportunity. It's more like
You wanna do
we
it.
drank too much tequila and going, hey, let's open a place called Smoking Camel.
Yeah.
And it's going to look like this. And it's
What?
like,
How do you go about so every time that there's a new concept, new cuisine, is it you that needs to kind of upskill and learn that, or you just work with chefs and design a menu? How does it go?
no. I think with the Middle East, we sort of studied a little bit, but I wrote the concept for Smoking Camel 4 years before we opened it. Like, 'cause
Okay.
I always sit and do things and write things, and always in my head and
Yeah.
scribbling down. It's not that far off the first brief that I sent out 4 years ago,
Right.
and from that product actually opened.
Right.
So it's more about what you have inside and what you think feels right, and because you've got to start somewhere. So there's no point researching too much. I think that's part of the journey. Is when you open it, you go, oh, let's continue with this, and you get the right chef, and they sort of explore themselves rather than starting too high up. Like, we start very, very simple. Like, it's just very, very simple food. Moonlight is very simple food, and it just grows with the experience you have in the kitchens and how confident you get.
You get more confident,
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think is like now that you have like 9 venues or so, like, how do you keep the quality? Like, how do you make sure that things are going smooth and like the quality is high all the time? Because like at the end of the day, we're like a human being, and like you can't focus too much on too many things. How do you manage that?
Well, it's about, I think for us, we do, especially with Lais, because it's all over the shop. It's in 5 different locations. We have a company that makes all of the curry sauces and pastes for us, like the shelf stable, just to keep the consistency. So we worked with them, and with our recipes, we scale them into, they make like 200 liters of, or 200 kilos of curry paste in a batch, and they batch them up, and then we get them sent out. So that's how we sort of keep the consistency through the food.
Yeah.
And then it's just managing it through the head chefs, making sure that they understand that consistency is everything. When you have a brand like that, like, it has to be, the rendering has to be the same in Noosa as it is in Perth. Like, it can't be better or worse in the other one. It always happens, but the aim is to instill the sort of sense of ownership that every day is really important, to make sure the eggplant's cut the same way and the cauliflower is cut the same way. And we do what we can on operations level to make it as easy for them by organizing all this pre-made curry sauces, so they just have to heat it up and they can manage it better through cost, and they just have to order it in.
So it's all about your systems and how organized you are.
And culture, and making people
care.
Understand why they're doing what they're doing. Why are you cutting it this certain way? The critical thinking. If someone doesn't know, just ask why are we cutting the eggplant this way. And ideally the head chef can tell you, because if I've done my job right, they know what I know, and then they can pass it on.
Yeah, of course. Why do you think that, how do you manage culture? Because obviously you're saying, originally the reason why you like working in the other place was culture. So I feel like it's an important thing for you.
Yeah.
How do you go about managing culture, and what is kind of the culture that your hospitality group stands by? What are the pillars?
pillars, I think, has always been. I've just like everyone starts to be supportive, nurturing. Opportunities, like by having managers that see the potential in people, not just like, oh, this guy is not good at that. Okay, well, what is he good at? Let's focus on that, and then that's the sort of. I think it's people that have fun but take it seriously, if that makes sense, and that comes from. It's always come from me, like the whole sort of. I have fun when I work, get up to little cheeky stuff, but it's always never. We don't compromise on the product. We never done that. We never take shortcuts. It's about. And we do a lot of things for ourselves to get free staff meals, knockoffs, and I think as owners we're quite present in the venues, a lot. So it's just being there, being positive, being part of it, and showing up and being there for the staff, and just being accessible if they have a problem and don't know who to turn to. They can still email us or call us, or when we're there, they can grab us and talk to us. And yeah.
Beautiful. That's good.
But I think it starts
for your staff.
Yeah, but because I'm so, it's everything to me. So it's important that it's everything to my head chefs. And for me to inspire them, we need to keep pushing the envelope. Come up with new concepts and grow. And we don't need another restaurant, but head chefs do, or managers do. It's for the staff now. It's not.
Yeah, this is pretty
inspire
interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting that what you said. It's everything to me, and I feel like it's like really hard to get people to like work with you or be a part of your team and pass them that. And I don't know, it takes a lot of work to be like, you really have to be conscious to make sure they feel that way and feel that involved.
Yeah, I think if you're a likable person, likable character, and you're honest and you're a stand-up guy, like it's quite easy to pass that for people to respect you. And as soon as you have that respect, you respect them back, and then you can communicate like, this is really important to me, And that's why, it becomes if I was an asshole, I'm gonna would work for us, like it wouldn't be. I try really hard not to be one. So.
What's your favorite part about your job on a personal level at this age, this time?
At this age, I think it's that I'm given the opportunity to work up in the restaurants 3 days a week, and then I'm back in Sydney with my son 4 days a week. But to have that time to reflect on those 3 days you have, and and reflect and sleep on things and take time to make the next step. Say it's an issue on a Monday in one of the restaurants, and not just. I think if you're in the business all the time, you can react not the right way. But I have the opportunity to go away and think about it, and then come back the next week and go, okay, listen, I've thought about it, this is how we're going to do it, this is how we're going to fix it. So that's important for me to have that step away from the business. You can make decisions that's going to filter through to 9 head chefs and 1 exec chef and probably 30 sous chefs, that decision that we make, or I make on. I like traveling, I guess. Just,
You travel for work as well?
Yeah. So I do half the week in Byron and mainly in half the week in Sydney.
Yeah. And so you're based in Melbourne, in Sydney and in Byron?
Mainly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was over in Perth for 2 months when we opened that. So kind of go where we need it. But
do you ever miss Sweden?
A lot.
Yeah?
It was midsummer the other day. I get really homesick.
What is midsummer? I saw someone posting about it and I had no idea. Everyone was just celebrating.
It's the wildest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to bring it over here one day. But it's crazy. It's just like a pagan ritual. We just celebrate, the fertility and the new beginnings and the longest summer solstice and winter solstice. So we have summer over there. It's wild. We just dance around the maypole, pretend we're ducks, get drunk, fight. I don't know.
Pretend we're ducks. Just throws that in.
Yeah.
Pretend we're ducks. And
ducks and frogs and all sorts. Yeah.
Would you ever move back to Sweden?
No. I have no. There's nothing in Sweden for me apart from going back family.
Yeah.
I think. No.
Is any of your family here? Your parents or anything?
No, they're in Sweden.
Have they come here a lot to see your son?
Yeah. I think we try to see each other every year, but they're getting a bit older now, so it's. the opportunities are far and few in between. So
Yeah, I'm really interesting on a like personal level to just see like how you feel like living 25 years away from like home basically. Like I personally, I've lived in Australia for 7 years, and like there's not one day that I don't miss home and I don't think about home and about my family. And
yeah.
how did you manage, like 25 years is a long time to learn about yourself and about those things and about how to deal with those things.
I was a terrible son. I was a terrible brother or family member. I was just away, just not caring too much, and not out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Always been like that. I could go months without talking to my mum, break her heart. But I think that's the best thing with having a child. It just clicked. I was like, oh, shit, I've been a bad son. Yeah, now I'm gonna make up for it,
Really?
Because I was in my head and working and doing,
Yeah.
It's easy to push it to the
my,
side.
my worst trait is like only see kind of what's in front of me and sort of bubble, and don't really do much to maintain and nurture friendship. Like when I see friends, even if it's in Sydney or Sweden, like my friends in Sweden I never talked about. When I see them every second year, it's like doesn't matter because you form that sort of
course
there's connections. I feel because I don't need to be reminded that I have them in my life. I just assume they're there, and I just assume people feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I know now as a parent, if Marlo did that to me, I'd kill me. so I'm trying to make up for lost time now by being quite present.
You changed after you had your son.
I did, yeah. But it's when I sort of rediscovered my heritage as well, being Swedish and the Vikings and stuff, because I was teaching him about it and he was asking questions, so.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
That's so cool. And how did it feel to go from, I don't know, I guess it changed your life, obviously a lot to have a child.
Yeah.
And then did it, like, what kind of attributes of your personality did it bring out more, or?
Patience. Patience, drive, and just not having, having a purpose, or having someone to care about and provide for, and set up a legacy. Or I'm not expecting him to take over, the empire, so to speak. He can do something, but you just lead by example and be someone that he looks up to, saying, "Hey, my dad's a stand-up guy. He's got this. He's proud now because he knows what I'm doing now. He's really proud, and he thinks, says I'm the best chef in the world. Says I'm a master chef. Little does he know, but but it's something. Because when he was younger, he didn't really. He's like, I was always away, so there was didn't really understand why. But now he gets it, and he's proud, and so that's definitely something too.
Did you not want to have a child anywhere?
I always wanted to have a child.
You wanted to have a child, so
yeah. That was always my thing. I think when, I got about 35. I was saying, like, if I don't have a child by myself, I'm gonna steal one from somewhere.
What advice would you give me to like manage through all these like sentimental thoughts about like being away from home?
I don't know. I mean, you're obviously here for a reason, and they're there for a reason. I think it's just about having that. It's easy now. You get FaceTime and Skype and stuff. Like when I moved there, there was nothing. It was just a shitty mobile phone, a Nokia or some shit. I don't know. It's hard to be away, but like I said, I think because I moved away when I was so young, and all I wanted to do was to get out of Sweden, to be in London. So once I got there, it was like, screw you, like I'm here now, and that sort of mentality, unfortunately, carried with when I went to London, because I always wanted to not be there. But now I'm kind of reconnecting again with the family, and over the last 10 years since I had Milo. So
that's beautiful, and that's why you got Love Milo.
Love Milo, yeah.
Across your knuckles, tattooed.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, I guess that's an interesting way of looking at it. Looking at it as in like everyone is kind of where they should be or are supposed to be. Because I guess if you were to leave home, it's like leaving has a negative connotation to it. Because like, oh, you left them, but like maybe you have gone away. Do you know what I mean? It's like a different way of looking at it. It's like you've gone away.
You're not banning them. You're just doing what's right for you. And I'm sure, regardless of how much I put my mum through, she's super proud that I'm achieved what I've achieved even through the dark times, and not calling her or being there or
I don't know. I just feel like, you know, that's just me overthinking and going deep. It's like you have a family for a purpose. You know what I mean? What's the point of just living your whole life so far away from them, from like your moms and nieces and nephews and siblings? It's like you can. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
could like, you know, build a business and have a good life and have a great life here, and I do have a great life.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not sharing it, and you know, yeah, just
How often do you see them? Roughly?
not so often, but like, you
'Cause I
know,
always used to
once a
think-
year or something.
Because I always used to think, if I still live in Sweden, I don't know how often I see them. Because I wouldn't live where I grew up. I would live in Stockholm or like Gothenburg, like a bigger city.
Yeah.
I probably see them as often as I do.
Yeah,
Well, probably not, but
yeah.
I don't think I'd be much closer to them on that sort of emotional connection.
That also makes
rather than-
sense. Yeah, yeah. I guess also just kind of every person is like, you know, different and
Yeah, yeah.
On their own path.
yeah,
Yeah.
their own
But
path.
I'm sure your mum is, especially because I know you talk about your mum a lot.
Yeah.
Is super proud of
She
you
is.
and the person that you are, and you know what I mean. And like, if you're talking about the purpose of a family, or maybe the purpose of your particular situation was to love you and nurture you into the person that you are, so you could grow up and then become this thing. You know what I mean? Which is also beautiful at the same time.
Shout out, mom.
Shout
Yeah.
out, mum.
Shout out every mum.
legend. Shout out, mums in general.
Yeah, all the mums. Yeah.
Shout out, mom.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So do you miss your mom?
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Do you talk to her more now?
I do. Not
Do
as
you-
much as she would like.
Yeah.
But it's also the time difference. Like
The time difference is horrible.
there was this time when she used to get angry, but she used to call me because she used to work Monday to Friday, I think, and she'd finish work and she'd call me and it was like middle of service on a Friday night, and she'd leave like an angry voice message going, "Why don't you pick up?" I was like, "Mum, I'm in service still. Every Friday, every Saturday for the last 5 years. When you call me, still in service, you know." But yeah, it's not an excuse really.
Yeah.
No, it's an excuse.
Yeah, I
There's no
think-
excuse not to. She pick up the phone at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I think it's something beautiful lately. I feel like social media, it's like, you know, we do a lot of social media stuff and I make sure she follows me and then she can see, you know, like
Yeah.
even if I don't call her every day, she can see what I'm doing and she can see that I'm busy and
She
can
likes
see,
all our posts.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
I bet
she
she
can
does,
see
yeah.
what I'm with and yeah, I think it's,
My mum doesn't have social media, but my stepdad has Facebook, and he does that. You know, it's not for me. So a lot of the posts I do on my, it's just Milo. You know, little videos, and they can see it, and because they probably just want to care about Milo anyway. Like,
I go to their comments on there sometimes. It's like,
That is
looking
crazy.
amazing, Robbie, ...
Yeah.
so good, ... dots come into play.
it's always like with broken English, Swinglish like,
Yeah.
comments. Oh, it's looking very
Cool.
good. Yeah.
So you spoke about like, you know, you like they're proud of what you build and your success and everything. How does it feel? How has that feeling kind of changed over the years? As you've opened a lot more, you're successful. You've got a lot of restaurants under you. You know what I mean. You're part of this nice group. You've got the culture. Business is good. How does that feel for you? Does it feel just like you're the same guy? And I'm sure you're the same guy. It hasn't changed you, but like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how does it feel now to kind of have this success that you have?
So yeah, it's hard to reflect on it, to see it as success on that scale. Like people say that, but I still don't see it like that. It's still just the one restaurant in my head, you know, and you know, it's not. And I think it's a very Swedish thing as well. You don't brag, you know, you're quite humble about it, and you know, but you know, it feels good. You know, it's nice to have it, but I don't take it for granted. You know, it's still hard work. Like every day, it's just like got to be on it. You know, and try to spread a culture to my head chefs and the managers and my partners. You know, it's not. As soon as you take your foot off the gas, like in this industry, in this country, you can just lose it all. Like
Yeah.
we've seen, you know, and even if the culture, like Swill House and all that, sexual allegations and stuff, like if you take your foot off the gas and not making sure you're on top of that and HR and stuff, you could be gone
yeah.
within 6 months. Like it's not.
Do you think the hospitality industry is like fucked right now? That's the best word I could think about.
Yeah. I'm not sure how it is anymore in the biggest cities, but it's not easy. Like it's walking up here, it's empty streets, empty shops everywhere. Same in Sydney where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to give, like, but I don't know what that is. You know, if you know, maybe there needs to be a conversation with the public that, you know, every restaurant has to actually charge for what the food actually costs, and this is the price it's going to be. And not, you know, you still going to need dumplings that should be twice the price. You know, if you.
But I mean, with half the price, people are still not spending enough.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, what I've been noticing a lot in Melbourne especially, I feel like there is this like few bunch of restaurants. A lot of the time they're like owned by similar people, and they're really, really busy all the fucking time.
Yeah.
They're not feeling the ups and downs, do you know what I mean? But then it's like there is like this other wave of restaurant that they just don't know what the fuck is going on. Why is this weekend so quiet? Why is this Tuesday so busy?
Yeah.
It's just so weird at the moment, I feel.
But
I mean, that's at least that's the feedback we get. Like a lot of the time, honestly, we just look at each other and we just wonder, like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Well, it's the same in Byron. Like, we liars, they probably do 200 every night on Monday, and we have the camel who do 4. So you go just polarized, like, even in the same group as we have, you know, and then we have, and that's hard to see. But obviously, it's certain concepts work better. Like certain cuisines is more.
It's harder.
But I also think that people, if they have people can go out for dinner one night a week. They're not going to be experimental. They're not going to go and seek out some new thrill unless you're a foodie.
Yeah.
They'll just go for a good time where they know it's going to be value for money. They're not going to get the same food that they like.
I mean,
Yeah. I think that's got something to do.
I eat out every day.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm not joking, every day. And I just find myself going to the same places because I know they're good, healthy, good price, accessible. And I guess a lot of people are like that, and that's.
I think most people are like that.
Yeah.
It's also like the value. I guess maybe it's changed because maybe it is a little bit more expensive. And I mean, in Australia, we're not in a position where people can't afford to eat out. They can afford to eat out, but maybe they are only going out once a week. And if you're only going to go out once a week, then you want to make sure that you're going to get something that you know is good. So you find a place that's good, and that's it. You just keep on going.
But also feel like the younger generation with disposable income, like they're not spending it anymore. They're saving up, or I don't know what to do with it. Buying nicer cars, so they go on longer holidays. Right? I know friends who just save up for 6 months, not go out, and then go to Europe for 3 months. You know, do the European summer.
Yeah, makes sense, man. Yeah. I mean, even now you see a lot of these like new trends coming out, like morning parties, you know, and you ask for real morning parties, like DJs at cafes. That's the new thing now. Yeah. It's popping everywhere. I don't know if you've seen it around.
It's not like the parties I used to have in the mornings.
No, it's very different. It's certainly not.
They were the parties that were still going from the night
It's matcha and stuff, you know. But it's really interesting because you look at the demographic. A lot of these people are young. Yeah. And you ask these people why you're here. A lot of them say, look, like we just, you know, it's like cheaper. We don't want to feel hangover the next day. But like the cheaper word is like on their, it's like their first answer. It's like going out, spending like $200-300 on like few cocktails is honestly a little bit too much. Yeah. Right now.
But I'm saying that the young people now, they drink less, like much less than. I mean, I'm 46, so I come and the studies and that, you know, so people seem through the crap, you know. They don't want all the alcohol is not that good.
I think it's just a new generation. Like people still go out to get food and drink, but I just think their habits are changing.
Yeah, for sure. They're not
a little bit. I mean, honestly,
they don't go on binges anymore. Like, disappear for 2 days. And
we go out, you know, we go to nice places sometimes, like really nice, you know. On the more expensive nights as well, and we don't drink, for example. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just find yourself saving like $100 to $150 just not drinking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and it's not like because we just trying to save money. It just doesn't mean too much. I feel like I think it's just becoming a lot more normal and normalized.
Yeah, for sure.
To have this chat. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I agree. I think.
Do you feel
if I go for dinner, like it's just, you know, I can go for a drink in a pub or in a bar, but if I go for dinner, you know, I'm just buy food.
Yeah.
You know.
fuck me.
It's
Always
came
does
in
that.
again. It happened last time.
It's in my accent. She's like, sorry, I don't understand.
I swear it's your accent or something when you say a
No,
particular
I think
word.
I press on with my legs or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you're feeling that in your
So between
veins?
your-
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are.
But we'll spend the I think it's 70% food and 30% drinks. The mix in light years, I think.
Yeah,
Moonlight is kind of because it's more of a bar feel.
of course.
It's probably a bit more even, but
And I s-
yeah, lot more food and
What
drinks.
did it
for
used
sure.
to be?
I think light years has always been there. It's always been 70-30.
70-30. Oh,
yeah,
always, the
something
whole time.
like that.
Yeah, okay.
Roughly, I think.
But like as it's changed, the habits, as you reckon, it's remained the same.
Yeah, you don't go to light years to get drunk. It's quite expensive, and it's not that kind of environment, So,
Yeah.
Now I see you're like a creative person. I mean, it's so obvious. You're a very creative person. The way you talk, dress, everything. Do you put that creativity into your like branding, your digitals, your all those things, or is that not into your?
it's not something I think we've done. This is the first podcast I've ever done.
Yeah, but what about
But
like
I think-
like social media, like all this kind of stuff? Are you?
Not me personal, or
No, for your brand.
for your brand.
Yeah.
Again, I think we've been because it scales quite quick, and we've been catching up on a lot of operational parts of it. So it's never been. Well, we've got media presence, like social media presence. We've got all
It's
the
pretty
accounts,
cool.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But
No, but you don't like get involved too much in it
me,
personally.
no.
Yeah.
No, I mean, just like I said, I don't like. No, I mean, no, I don't.
No,
What are your?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
because honestly, like I had a look. Like your brand looks really good, and like
Yeah,
it's very aesthetic, and they're kind of all like, even though some of them are different, they kind of all like feels like they fit under one
yeah.
roof.
But
and
this is the
I can appreciate that from like
What we do.
What we do,
that's our
yeah.
mentality.
yeah. I mean, it's just the good thing about having 4 people that have the same vision. Like,
Yeah.
because we do everything together, really. Each new concept is not just me going, this is what we want to be. Everyone's involved in and everyone has a say, and we don't always listen to each other. But
yeah.
I think that's the serendipity in the whole situation, that we have a team that we all have the same idea of what everything should be, in terms of a product and a branding sort of point of view.
Do you like working with like other partners?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, because we've got a creative director, he's a business partner. We have a site development, like he's a builder.
Yeah.
He just looks after all the builds and maintenance and stuff. And then James is the CEO, he's more a financial guy, and I do the food. So
Okay.
it's like 4 people in the
Yeah,
team.
you guys all kind of play
Perfect
to each other's
combination.
strengths.
And then we got
Yeah.
Peter, who's the marketing manager, and then we got a new CFO. So it's all like a
Everyone works together.
Yeah, and it's-
but has
it's
their own
like a-
separate roles.
and we interact sometimes. We trust each other, and sometimes you got to hold each other accountable if it doesn't work, and we can do that without it's too much argument happening. So
And what's next for you guys?
Like me and Billy.
next we're gonna consolidate for a year, not open any, because we open 1 restaurant each year, and it's expensive.
I like the word consolidate. It reminds me of
yeah.
my crypto trading.
Yeah, but it gives the financial department to like strap that together. It gives us the opportunity to tweak all the policies and procedure, training, and then we're still working on what's next. Still got ideas, and we're not stopping looking at new sites for the restaurants and stuff. But yeah, just buckling down for 12 months at least and get things under control.
What do you want to do next? What's on your like? What's
I
tickling your fancy?
had a leg operation last year and had 3 months off, and I decided to write a cookbook. So I think that's something I'd like to pursue.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That's perfect
Yeah.
for your personal.
So you started
Yeah.
writing it. How
Yeah.
far are you in?
Well, I sort of adapted all the restaurant. This is working titles like Layers at Home kind of thing. So just adapted to, again, something that I think that my mum would be able to cook at home. That's the sort of the benchmark. So I adapted all the recipes to scale them down, try them at home while I was sitting at home. Just so you can make most of the recipes at home kind of thing. So that's something. But
made
it's
you-
really expensive to publish a cookbook. So
Yeah,
if anyone
that's
wants
what I
publish a
wanted to
cookbook
ask
for us,
you. Yeah. What made you want to write a book?
I think there's a story to be told with this brand. I think especially being Byron based, small scale, and we were quite successful, like I said. But we're still a Byron brand, you know, regardless from there. It started there, and we're probably the only group that's got 4 restaurants in Byron still, you know. But it's just a crazy, wild story, like how we started, you know, how we've almost fucked it up many times, and you know, and it hasn't been perfect, and kind of want it to be like maybe an inspirational story that anyone can just, if all the pieces and timing is right, and you got the right people with the right skills, it's possible, you know. But also, I don't know, just, again, cookbook for my son, he loved it.
Did you enjoy writing?
No.
No.
No. So,
I thought this did.
when I say writing a cookbook, it's more like typing out recipes on pieces of paper and then slowly transferring them into the thing.
Stories.
Yeah.
What are some of the times you almost fucked it up? Like
Just in the beginning, just not paying super and tax and paying bills.
tax, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's coming to tax time now.
Yeah. Shut up.
Oh, because we started, it was fun.
Shout out.
Shout out ATO.
Yeah, just stuff like that, you know. You're just not really having an idea to know how to run a business, like a restaurant, but not a business, because it's a whole different ballgame, you know. Understanding financials and, you know, and terms, and, you know, paying within terms to suppliers, so they'll cut you off, you know. And, you know, you don't think like that. I never had to deal with that before. I can manage a team and the business on an operational level, but the financial is just.
So
The first 2 years it's not. But we're catching up now, which is good.
I feel like
So-
it happened to us as well. It happens to everyone. Like, you never think of it at the start, but then you just realize, like,
Yeah.
I know, now
It's
that
a
we're
thing.
here, you get even so many employees and all the things, and it all becomes like,
Yeah.
like a lot of management.
It's really
stuff.
boring. It's really boring.
It's just a lot of
It's
things
pretty
to learn,
intense.
man. You know, I think, you know, the average person do not just know about these things. You just gotta
Yeah.
learn it along the
Yeah,
way, and
yeah.
I think it's just a common thing.
Yeah.
It's all about being humble as well, and being modest, and asking for help when you need it too is really important.
Yeah,
I
and
understand.
I think with financial stuff, you just gotta be honest and not try to lie about it, or you just
Yeah.
have to say, look, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Can you help us? You know,
Yeah,
rather than trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't know. We didn't. You know, probably didn't know, but
Yeah.
just say, look, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I've got a creative question for you to wrap up this episode. It's a fantasy question.
Okay.
If time and place wasn't a thing, who would you like to collaborate with?
Collaborate as a chef or
Could be
anything. See, that's a tricky one.
if he doesn't
Prob-
say
prob- no,
rockstar,
no, prob-
I'm
prob-
gonna be so upset.
No. I'm thinking maybe someone on suit maker on Savile Row back in the 60s in Carnaby Street, maybe, whoever made.
She's like a fashion
Yeah, I
collaboration.
think so.
He's going to.
Sick.
Yeah, still going, you know, because yes,
Interesting.
it was the music is one thing, but it was always the style and that sort of 60s, 70s
You love the style
suits
more than
and
anything.
yeah, I mean equal with the music, but
It's one of the best
maybe a shoe designer.
eras of dressing of all time, I reckon.
Taran is a bit of a stylish
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah,
style
Yeah.
fit fella.
Style king.
yeah. I don't know. I
Of
mean,
Heart Media, yeah.
see, that was a really bad answer because
I
it's
love
just
it.
like
It was a
fashion.
really good
Yeah.
answer.
I will collaborate with a clothing designer as well.
Yeah.
If I was asked this question, so I feel you on that 100%. The
Yeah.
style is really, really important. I think the way that you present yourself as a person is one of the most important things, because their first impression of you, someone's first impression of you, tells
Yeah.
a lot about them.
Yeah, I mean, if you take care, and it doesn't matter if you look good, but if makes you feel good, right? When you walk out of the house,
Yeah.
you're going,
Some
"That's it."
people love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you very much
Thank
for
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
giving us some time and having a chat to us.
Yeah, awesome.
It was really a very nice chat. You have a very nice story, and Yeah, thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It was good to finally get you down here and make
beautiful.
this thing happen. Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll see you soon in Byron Bay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. I'll take you out.
Byron Bay.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.